Whereas India battles a pandemic, no precaution seems to be enough. Even though Uttarakhand has only one confirmed coronavirus case till now, Uttarakhand, in the wake of the threat, has put a ban of entry of any foreign national to the state. If you are a foreign national, you cannot enter the state of Uttarakhand. Foreigners will not be allowed in Uttarakhand. Also, word coming in, taking precedence from some other states, Uttarakhand has now shut down all government offices. All government employees have been asked to work from home. So Uttarakhand also in a clear shutdown mode. No foreign national allowed to even enter Uttarakhand. Mind you, Uttarakhand is a hill state. A lot of foreign nationals come to the state for trekking and other tourist purposes. And Uttarakhand has now clamped down, saying will not allow a single foreign national to enter the state of Uttarakhand. Well, these are precautions being taken, and good one at that, because the state only till now, viewers, if I put it on record, has only one confirmed coronavirus case. All right, so that's the latest coming in terms of coronavirus and how India is battling it. Uttarakhand has taken two new measures. One is not allowing any foreign national to enter the state of Uttarakhand. The other one, of course, that all government offices will be shut. Government employees will work from home till the 31st of March. But one thing is quite clear, even though India battles a pandemic, politics will still be played. It's politics in the times of the coronavirus. And one thing which is peaking is the conundrum of the state of Madhya Pradesh. Today, it played out in two locations. One in Supreme Court, which was hearing a plea by former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chouhan, saying that a floor test should be conducted immediately because Kamal Nath has lost the numbers. On the other hand, another former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Congress leader Digvijay Singh, went all the way down to Bengaluru only to get detained because the police didn't allow him to meet the 22 MLAs that are holed up in a resort there.
It's still raging politics in the times of Corona. While the nation battles a pandemic, the guessing game on when will the Kamal Nath government in Madhya Pradesh topple continues. The two centres of political theatrics on Wednesday was the Supreme Court and Bengaluru. Between claims and counterclaims, the Supreme Court adjourned the MP floor test hearing to Thursday. The Congress and the BJP fielded their top legal eagles. Abhishek Manu Singhvi representing the Speaker of the Madhya Pradesh Assembly, Dushyant Dave for the Congress Chief Whip, and Kapil Sibal for the Chief Minister Kamal Nath. The BJP fielding Mukul Rohatgi, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, and Senior Advocate Maninder Singh.
Even as the political drama plays out in Bhopal and Bengaluru, it is very clear that even here in the Supreme Court, the arguments are more politically inclined than legal. Even as the Supreme Court asks about the role being played by the governor and the speaker, and asks how is it that we can make sure that the MLAs appear before the speaker and go for the vote without fear or favor, the two political parties are sticking to their stand and alleging that it is the other party which is indulging in constitutional fraud. The hearing is set to continue tomorrow, and it is clear that the floor test is not going to be ordered, at least for the next 24 hours.
A political battle being fought at every level, from the top court to resorts in Bengaluru, where are holed up the prized 22 MLAs. And this was where ensued heavy political drama. Former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Digvijay Singh, along with other Congress leaders, were detained by police for trying to meet the rebel MLAs, but not before sitting on a dharna right outside.
Why was I stopped by the police? If the guests of the Ramada Hotel didn't want to meet me, they could have stayed in their room. I wouldn't have broke open their door to meet them. But why should the Karnataka police stop me? This is my objection.
वो कहते हैं सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट है आप अंदर जाने के लिए। आईडी नीचे करो। तो ये हालात है, ये पूरी देश की जनता इसे समझ ले। किस प्रकार का नाटक भारतीय जनता पार्टी कर रही है?
We know that they are under threat. So first you vacate them. If you doesn't vacate them, we don't have any option. We will have to make them vacate. We will go there.
Meanwhile, the 22 Congress rebel MLAs yesterday slammed the Chief Minister Kamal Nath and asserted that they had come to the resort on their own will and need more security.
ये विधायकों ने आज फिर से स्पष्ट किया है कि हम ना दिग्विजय सिंह से मिलना चाहते हैं ना बाकी किसी से मिलना चाहते हैं। कोर्ट में उन्हें एफिडेविट दिए, वो स्वेच्छा से हैं, अपनी मर्जी से हैं और इस सरकार से इस कदर त्रस्त है कि इनसे बात करने को कोई तैयार नहीं है।
All eyes are now on the Supreme Court. Will the judiciary make a highly reluctant Kamal Nath go for a floor test? Or will India's war on corona buy some more time for an embattled Congress government of Madhya Pradesh? With Anisha Mathur in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so what's going to happen in court today? Joining me for more is Anisha Mathur live, who tracked the proceedings today, and very long proceedings at that. Anisha, in the studio with me is our consulting editor, Raj. With you, Anisha, can you quickly encapsulate for us what went down today? Because everybody kept hoping to hear from the Supreme Court, but the arguments went on and on and on. And ultimately, two crack legal teams put forth, both by the Congress and the BJP. What went down? What can we expect tomorrow?
Well, the crux of the argument that is coming in from both the sides is who is right, whether the governor's right or it is the right of the speaker to take a decision about what happens in the assembly. Now, the Congress, of course, has been saying continuously that it is the speaker who has to take a decision on what happens in the assembly, that the governor could not have given such an order, that the MLAs must come back and explain exactly what is happening. The Congress, of course, has also filed a petition saying that their MLAs have been kidnapped and are being kept under detention. On the other side, of course, the BJP saying that it is the Congress which is violating constitutional principles. It is trying to hold on to power. Even as today, in fact, the court suggested that asked the speaker through senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi whether he would take a decision on the resignations of the remaining 16 MLAs, because the court also asked why only 6 have been accepted, why not the other 60, why not the other 16. So a lot of this is also going to be argued further tomorrow, particularly with senior advocate Dushyant Dave for the Congress also raising the argument that these MLAs need to be disqualified and floor test cannot be ordered till a by-election for these seats is conducted in the state. Now, the BJP, of course, going to come out with its own attack. The governor also expected to respond. Today, the arguments from the governor's side were not heard, and tomorrow the arguments are so to continue from all sides.
All right, before I let you go, one very quick comment, Anisha, on the argument that was made today by Abhishek Manu Singhvi. He said that all other state assemblies have been suspended, and he named certain states in light of corona. So they are doing nothing different, because when questioned on why the speaker has suspended the assembly in Madhya Pradesh till the 26th of March, what happened then? Can you give us a sense of how coronavirus also played in court today in arguments?
Well, see, there was a direct question from the Supreme Court that we know that your assembly was in session on Monday. So why is it that you did not take a decision when you have a session which was also supposed to pass the budget? Then what exactly happened? Why was there why was the session not fruitful? Why was this floor test not conducted? Why was the budget not passed? To that was the answer from Singhvi, who was representing the speaker, that it is because of the coronavirus scare. And in fact, he's justified it, saying that we are not the only state which decided to adjourn the assembly. 6 other states have taken the same step due to the coronavirus scare, and at this moment it is a serious concern, which is why we are saying that this entire issue should be adjourned.
All right, Anisha, appreciate you joining us, and we'll of course touch base with you tomorrow. 10:30 is when the Supreme Court would reconvene to hear the matter. I want to cut across to our consulting editor. Rajdeep, Anisha says that the arguments in court were made by Abhishek Manu Singhvi because all other assemblies are suspended due to coronavirus, so is this. But just juxtapose it with those visuals of Digvijay Singh today, where thronged by at least 200 people. If this is the ideology that they were actually subscribing to, it's really not playing out on ground what happened in Bengaluru.
Look, I think what Digvijay Singh attempted to do in Bengaluru was a sign that the Congress is now clutching at straws. It was a desperate attempt by Digvijay Singh to reach out to some of those MLAs who were known to be his loyalists, or so he claimed. You know, there are the Scindia loyalists who are there in the hotel or the resort in Bengaluru, but there are also so-called Digvijay loyalists. And his inability to bring them back into the fold has raised question marks once again over Digvijay Singh Ji's crisis management, his ability to manage a crisis like this. We've seen it, he was on the wrong side of it in Goa, and now he finds it on the wrong side in his home state, of which he's been a two-time chief minister. So this was a last desperate attempt by him to reach out to them. There's a government of the BJP in Karnataka. They seem to have the police surrounding the resort. Questions could be raised about the manner in which the BJP is also using its government in Karnataka to keep these MLAs under close scrutiny. But question will also be raised over Digvijay Singh's political management skills, that he was forced almost as a desperate attempt to try and convince these MLAs to return back into the fold.
You know, Rajdeep, I'll take one quick question before we let you go. And the question I want to ask you is talking about Digvijay Singh. Now, he's a man who's well into his 70s, looking at another term of the Rajya Sabha. He's going to get that seat. On the other hand, one of the possible main reasons we saw him in Bengaluru is because many would suggest that he was behind the crisis which ensued right now in Madhya Pradesh. Do you think he has history, political history, where you talk about Goa, where you talk about Madhya Pradesh, he really hasn't been the best in terms of crisis management?
You know, look, Digvijay Singh has been around for a very long time. He and Kamal Nath, in fact, are two of the links that you can have with the Rajiv Sanjay era of the Congress, a much earlier era. As a chief minister, he was a two-time chief minister and gave the impression that he was very much in control of the politics of Madhya Pradesh. He remains, in my view, the Congress's Neta number one in Madhya Pradesh in terms of his connect with workers. Where he has failed, obviously, is his ability to manage crises like this. And that is because, you know, he's seen to be very much the old-style politician, unable to reconcile himself to a new world which is much more competitive, where you can have people cutting corners at all levels. And I don't think he's been able to manage that. If you remember in Goa, the BJP staged a virtual overnight coup and managed to put their government in place, and Digvijay Singh was found wanting. Again, this time, 22 MLAs leave. You can raise questions over Kamal Nath as well. But you've also got to raise questions over Digvijay, because as I said earlier, some of these MLAs owed allegiance to Digvijay Singh. So one must ask, what is this loyalty, if any at all, that Digvijay Singh really has over the MLAs, if his own MLAs switch sides so easily?
All right, appreciate you joining us, Rajdeep. One of those MLAs that Rajdeep's actually talking about is one who represents Raghugarh. And for anyone familiar with Madhya Pradesh politics will understand that Raghugarh is practically the Garh of Digvijay Singh. Thank you, Rajdeep, for joining us. I want to connect right now to Amit Malviya and Brijesh Kadapa. Amit Malviya, you know, there's a valid question even being raised by the Congress. Why, you know, get into a scuffle with any leader trying to meet, why, you know, one of the MLAs? Why is the police stopping them? It happened with Jeetu Patwari when he and one of the fathers of those hold-up MLAs wanted to meet one of the MLAs there. It happened today with Digvijay Singh. What is the BJP so scared of? If you are sure that these MLAs have their allegiance to the BJP, why stop anyone from meeting them?
Well, Preeti, first of all, let me just correct you there. Whether these MLAs have allegiance to the BJP or not is not really the question at the moment. The question is that these MLAs who have now put themselves in Bangalore have very openly said that they don't wish to meet anybody from the Congress, and most certainly not Digvijay Singh. They fear for their lives, and they have written to the Director General of Police in Karnataka asking for security. Our government is there in Karnataka, and it's incumbent upon the police to secure these legislators because there is an imminent threat to their lives. Now, if Patwari or Digvijay Singh try to force their way into what is a protected area because the legislators have asked for it, clearly they will be dealt with the force of law, which is exactly what has happened. So therefore, there's nothing about BJP. It's about the safety and security of these legislators from Madhya Pradesh. Secondly, the Parliament of India is functioning. So I don't see any reason why Madhya Pradesh can't have a floor test, particularly if there's a constitutional crisis like the one that Kamal Nath is facing. He is only trying to delay the inevitable. The fact remains that 22 of the MLAs, including 6 ministers, have resigned. He's lost confidence. He will have to face the floor test and inevitably, eventually resign. That is the reality. And lastly, on the point of constitutionality, I read the governor's letter. The governor has asked the chief minister, Kamal Nath, to prove his majority. He's not instructed the speaker, and it is not incumbent on the speaker to decide, because these MLAs have already made up their mind. They have resigned, which means that they are no more part of the Congress party, and therefore the Congress is to assume that it has to operate from -22 position and then prove its number. That is where we stand at the moment. I'm sure the Supreme Court has heard all arguments, and likely tomorrow they will come up with their decision. Like in the past, we have seen that floor tests were ordered in less than 24 hours time, and they have been done, and governments have either come or gone, as the case may be, and that's where Madhya Pradesh stands today.
All right, okay. You know, the point one that you made, Amit Malviya, and I want to bring in Brijesh Kadapa as well. If today, you know, nobody, I would reckon, is that green behind the ears politically to even accept the fact that the BJP has nothing to do with what's going on in Karnataka. The very fact that it is a BJP-run state. The very fact that Operation Lotus goes all the way back to the same very state. But having said that aside, and I want to bring in Brijesh Kadapa on that. Brijesh Kadapa, your chips are down, you've lost your men, whether you call it poaching, whether you call it undemocratic, unconstitutional, whatever you might call it, you just don't have the numbers anymore. What are these desperate attempts to try and build contact with the men that you have already lost?
No, I think first thing is, Preeti, that all this follows a set format. And the format is Operation Kamal, like you rightly pointed out. Similarly to Madhya Pradesh, when our Karnataka MLAs had gone to Maharashtra, it was impossible to meet with them. And you must remember, in Maharashtra, there was a BJP government at that time. And then the chief minister, current chief minister, is on record to say that he was offering 25 crore per MLA. Then the deal was not struck. Finally, when he raised the amount to 50 crore per MLA, and his voice recording is on record, so I don't think anybody should deny that. And he has accepted on the floor of the House that yes, the voice is mine. So I don't think there can be any mistake in regard to that. So finally, when he upped the number to about 50 crore, then he was able to get about 17 MLAs. With the strength of those 17 MLAs, you must remember that when they were, so long as they were in Bombay, they kept saying, no, we are not going to join the BJP. We have not made up our mind. And this is a set format. Exactly the same thing that is happening in Karnataka. The least that I think the BJP should do today is formally tell us what is the price, because then we can have some kind of a stock exchange, like the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange. Let MLAs be traded on the basis of,
where Madhya Pradesh is concerned with Kamal Nath in governance, if you're actually talking about
the ongoing
a stock exchange, it will be, many political analysts would believe it swings both ways, even in Madhya Pradesh. But having said that, who's the joke on? You're chest beating and saying that you have lost Karnataka, you're on the verge of losing Madhya Pradesh.
The joke is on the people.
I'll add, yes, on the people and Brijesh Kadapa, you. Because now, I'll add more numbers to this. You talk about Karnataka, you're talking about Madhya Pradesh, what about Goa, what about Manipur? A lot of people would say Haryana could have been, government could have been made by you, but it wasn't. The joke's on you. You don't have the numbers, you don't have the MLAs or your legal representatives who actually have that kind of loyalty to stick to you.
No, you see this, there's a difference between the oppressed and the oppressor. If you're going to say the oppressed, the joke is on the oppressed, then I think I have to really feel sorry for journalism today, because there are two kinds of people, and these are the people who are the oppressed. The people who are the oppressors are the ones who are buying MLAs, and we see it on a daily basis, and they are laughing all the way to the bank. Now today, they have a similar argument in the Supreme Court, and they say, no, these MLAs have already resigned. Didn't we know what happened in Karnataka? In Karnataka, the MLAs had to come before the Speaker, give their resignations, and then the story ensued. No, but here it can't be that repeatedly the 10th schedule to the Constitution is being, made a joke of. Today you're speaking of the Congress party having become a joke of. It's the 10th schedule to the Constitution, the constitutional functioning.
But
which has today been rendered a joke. And the persons who are responsible for it. Just one more last line. Just one more last line, Preeti. Just one more last line, Preeti. See, the joke really essentially is by the Prime Minister. He should have been controlling the coronavirus. He is minutely taking care of what is happening in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay, one second.
Sabotage a government,
Brijesh Kadapa,
democratically
your
elected
MLAs
government.
are weak. They have defected. Now, let's not get into a debate of what the BJP is trying to do. This is politics ultimately.
All MLAs are weak, Preeti.
All MLAs are pre.
Okay, I want to bring in Amit
Otherwise,
Malviya.
why
Amit
would they tell you the schedule of the Constitution?
Amit Malviya, why holding on to these 22 MLAs? Why don't you release them? What's the big deal? If you're so sure that the BJP has no truck with them, let them go. Let people meet them.
Preeti, I'll repeat what I said earlier. We are not holding any of these MLAs. So please stop making that charge on us. We are not holding. These are adults. They've decided for themselves and they've sought protection in Bengaluru, which the government there and the police has provided. That's number one. Number two, I just heard the Congress spokesperson saying that a certain amount of money was paid. I heard them say this in Karnataka and earlier also. I want to ask a very simple question.
It's 50 crore per MLA.
Okay, let me finish. Brijesh, don't get excited. I want to ask him simply, has Jyotiraditya Scindia left the Congress party because he was paid
I'm
off?
just telling you the figure.
Please
All right,
let me finish.
Mr. Kadapa, let
We
me
are not trying to make an attempt to meet Jyotiraditya Scindia. Let these 20 MLAs move to the BJP. We won't meet them.
Okay, let's
we
not
won't
get
even
into
attempt
this.
to meet them.
Okay,
we
Mr.
are not
Kadapa,
trying to attempt to
Mr.
meet
Malviya
Jyotiraditya
accorded you the
Scindia because he's
decency of
already
having
joined
your
the
word.
BJP.
Let him have his.
As far as these 22 MLAs, they are still with the Congress
Can we
party.
just get
What's the
Mr.
difficulty
Malviya
for
back?
us to meet them? Why do you avoid us meeting them? We are not trying to meet Jyotiraditya Scindia. Nobody has made an attempt to meet Jyotiraditya Scindia.
You made your point, Amit Malviya. Continue.
Look, I can understand he is quite frustrated because his party is exploding and he can't do much about it. Let me also tell him that 5 MLAs in Gujarat have also resigned.
We don't have the kind of money you have.
And clearly they are going to be voted out of the 2 Rajya Sabha seats that they were likely to get. So maybe he should find himself a wall and bang himself against that.
That's great news.
All right,
but
okay,
finally, if money is bigger than everything else and you have the money, then do I have to complain?
But
all right, if you're done, Preeti, can I just make my point?
Okay, listen, Mr. Kadapa, let him make his point. I'm coming right back to you. Let's not get into this screaming match. Nobody can hear anything. Yes, Mr. Malviya, make your point.
Look, I'm not interested in getting into a screaming and slanging match with the Congress spokesperson here. The fact remains that Kamal Nath has lost majority. He must realize that his time is up. He should bow out gracefully. If he doesn't, then obviously the law will catch up and he has no other option. And lastly, these charges that are being thrown at us, does Kamal Nath any short of money? Do we not know the kind of money and wealth that he has and how it has been acquired? There have been several raids and his close associates have been found with tons and tons of cash. So let the Congress not preach things that they are guilty of. The fact is that he has lost popular mandate. One of their tallest leaders, Jyotiraditya Scindia, has walked out on Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Kamal Nath combined. They are in minority. They must exit and leave Madhya Pradesh alone.
Okay, but Mr. Kadapa, you do want to come in, but I just want to say, Amit Malviya, that you talk about that the BJP has nothing to do with it, then why would you accept somebody like Jyotiraditya Scindia? He lost his last election. Other than belting a body blow, a humiliating blow to the Congress, it really didn't mean anything else. But and dynastic politics added to it. What happened to Kamdar and Namdar? Because this is as Namdar as you come. Brijesh, quickly, 1 minute.
Well, Preeti, I know this question has been asked on your channel, not just today, but
Preeti,
can I just finish, Brijesh? Will you just stop shouting over me?
No, Mr. Malviya, let him have his say. I don't have the time, and let him quick. Okay, what do you have to say, Brijesh? Quickly, make your point.
First thing is, Preeti, that the judgment of the Supreme Court in Arunachal Pradesh is very clear. The governor can't issue directions to the chief minister. The job is that of the speaker.
The Arunachal judgment was in the context of the speaker and not the chief minister.
Let them move a no confidence motion.
The Arunachal judgment was in the context of the speaker and not the chief minister. The governor in Madhya Pradesh has asked the chief minister to prove his majority.
The BJP has bought MLAs from across the country. Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, in Maharashtra, in Goa.
No. It's whether the BJP has bought, nobody quite knows that.
Is this from Mr. Modi's tea sales?
Mr. Brijesh Kadapa, whether the BJP has poached these MLAs or bought them, nobody would ever know that. But the fact is you've lost the states. And ultimately, the joke is not on you as much, it is on the poor voter. Because what will happen is tomorrow, if the resignation gets accepted of these 22 MLAs, then the poor voter who voted in a government a year and a half ago will once again go back to voting, and it's on the taxpayers' money. Thank you both for joining us. Appreciate you for joining us, and we're going to keep a keen eye on all developments. The judiciary now will possibly decide whether there will be a floor test immediately, or we'll have to wait till the 26th of March when the Assembly gets back together in Madhya Pradesh. Thank you for joining us. Up next is my colleague Gaurav. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.